Sometimes, even the smallest act of kindness has the power to transform a life forever. And sometimes, those life-changing moments come from the most unexpected places. This is a story about a cashier, a boss, and a truth so powerful it will leave you speechless. A tale woven with humility, compassion, and the undeniable strength of human connection. So, sit back, relax, and allow me to take you on a journey that will warm your heart and remind you of something truly important. No matter how big or small your role in life may seem, you matter. In the heart of a bustling city, where towering skyscrapers seemed to brush against the heavens and the streets pulsed with the hurried rhythm of countless footsteps, there stood a modest little grocery store nestled within a quiet neighborhood. It wasn't the kind of place that made headlines. It wasn't grand or luxurious. But to the people who visited, it was more than just a store. It was familiar, comforting, a place that felt like home. And at the very heart of this humble store was a young woman named Emily Carter. At just 24 years old, Emily possessed warm brown eyes that radiated kindness and a smile so genuine it had the power to brighten even the darkest of days. For the past 3 years, she had worked as a cashier at Green Valley Grocery. To most, her job might have seemed unremarkable, just another routine of scanning items and printing receipts. But to Emily it was far more than that. She wasn't just another employee. She was a beacon of warmth in the lives of those who walked through the doors. She made an effort to remember names, ask about families, and offer words of encouragement, no matter how busy the day was. In a world that often felt cold and indifferent, Emily made people feel seen, valued, and appreciated. But what most didn't know was that behind that ever-present smile was a woman who had fought her own battles. Life had not been kind to her. Growing up in the foster care system, Emily had spent her childhood moving from one home to another, never truly belonging anywhere. She had seen firsthand how unforgiving the world could be. But instead of letting it break her, she made a choice, a powerful one. She chose kindness. She believed that if she could make even one person's day a little brighter, a little easier, then it was all worth it. One rainy afternoon, as Emily stood by the checkout counter flipping through a magazine, the store's bell jingled, signaling a new customer. She looked up to see a man step inside. He was dressed in a plain gray hoodie and jeans, his baseball cap pulled low over his eyes. On the surface, he looked like any other customer, but something about him caught Emily's attention. Maybe it was the way he hesitated near the entrance, as if uncertain whether he should even be there. Or maybe it was the faint worry lines that etched his face, telling a silent story of struggles unseen. Emily's voice rang out, warm and welcoming. "Hi there. Welcome to Green Valley. Let me know if you need any help, okay?" The man gave a small nod but said nothing. He wandered through the aisles, picking up a loaf of bread, a carton of milk, and a small packet of cookies. Nothing extravagant, just the bare essentials. When he finally made his way to the checkout counter, Emily noticed something. His hands were trembling. He wasn't just cold from the rain. There was something more, something deeper. She didn't pry. Instead, she handled his items with extra care, treating him with the same warmth she did with everyone. "That'll be $12.50, she said, her voice gentle, reassuring. The man fumbled with his wallet, his fingers visibly shaking as he pulled out a crumpled $10 bill and a handful of loose change. Emily could see it, the moment he realized he was short. The way his shoulders tensed, the way his eyes darted downward, filled with embarrassment. I think I'll just put the cookies back," he murmured, barely above a whisper. For a moment Emily said nothing. Then, with a smile that never faltered, she reached for the cookies and placed them back in the bag. "Don't worry about it," she said softly. "It's on me today." The man's head snapped up, his eyes widening in disbelief. "Are you sure?" Emily simply nodded. "Absolutely. We all need a little pick-me-up sometimes." Something shifted in the man's expression. The tightness in his features eased, his shoulders relaxed, and for the first time since stepping into the store he smiled. It was small, hesitant, but it was there. "Thank you," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "You have no idea how much this means to me." Emily handed him the bag. her heart swelling with a quiet joy. "Take care, okay?" As he stepped out into the rain, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to his story. But she didn't dwell on it. She had learned long ago that everyone carried unseen battles, and sometimes all they needed was a little kindness to make it through the day. What she didn't know, however, was that the man she had just helped was no ordinary customer. His name was Daniel Harper. And he wasn't just anyone. He was the CEO of Harper Enterprises, one of the largest retail chains in the country. Daniel had built his business from the ground up, starting with just a single store before transforming it into a billion-dollar empire. From the outside he had everything: success, power, wealth. But lately, something inside him had begun to feel empty. Somewhere along the way, in his relentless pursuit of profit and expansion, he had lost touch with the very people who made his business thrive, the employees who worked tirelessly day after day, keeping his stores alive. And that realization weighed on him. Determined to reconnect with his roots, Daniel made a decision. He would go undercover. No press, no entourage, no luxury suits. Just him, walking into his stores as an ordinary man, hoping to see for himself whether his company still upheld the values he once believed in. Green Valley Grocery had been one of the locations on his list. He had expected to see numbers, efficiency, sales. But what he hadn't expected was Emily. Her kindness had caught him off guard. In a world where people often looked out for themselves, she had chosen to help a stranger. Small act, simple gesture, yet it moved him. As Daniel walked back to his car, he couldn't stop thinking about her. There was something about Emily. Something that reminded him of the person he used to be. Someone who once believed in the power of kindness, above all else. And so, in the days that followed, he found himself returning to Green Valley Grocery. Again and again. But this time not just as a customer. This time with a purpose.